Okay. I tried recording this earlier and it used my webcam microphone, so I have to redo it. But this is my SVSE5 Mania Sound Voltex controller. It stands for Sound Voltex Simple Edition 5, which it says right there at the top. This is the one I got from the Gammo 2 US storehouse. Sometimes they're in stock, sometimes they're not. But this particular model has Honeywell switches all throughout here and DJ dial buttons. It has the standard stock encoders. All this is the stock default base model. So all in all, it comes around to 160 with free shipping if you get it from the US storehouse. It is a very, very nice controller and very fun to play with. But as far as gameplay goes, I find that when I'm playing, if I'm playing Shoot Mania, when I'm playing on my keyboard, it's actually a lot easier because I'm sticking with, instead of just one space bar, I have to use two buttons and go pa ta 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 like this. And so I have to hit different buttons instead of just one space bar, which can be good, can be bad, but overall it's harder, I'd say. There's also the thing where you have to go, instead of going from just like this and moving just two fingers to hit your quote unquote knobs on a keyboard, you have to go to an actual knob. And so you have to sometimes do stuff like this where you're doing like multiple buttons while moving a knob instead of just moving your fingers just like this, which is much, much easier, of course. Um, so overall, it's a lot harder and can be frustrating at first once you start learning how to use it, but it's still definitely a great controller. 160 is a pretty steep price for a controller for one game, that's for certain. But this is still a nice controller, and I enjoy playing it, and it's a game I really enjoy. So I don't think it was a waste by any means. I think that if you enjoy the game a lot, and you have enough money laying around, I'd highly recommend it. It's heavy. I should say it's heavy and it's big. My hands may make this look a bit small, but it's pretty large. Here is a pencil for comparison. It's not great. I put the pencil over here. You can see it's pretty big. I don't know the exact measurements, so you can go on the Gamma 2 website and find them. But it's large. It's also pretty heavy. It weighs about as much as a fight stick. I'm trying to think what else. Did I miss anything? The knobs. The knobs, if you've never used a controller before, are actually sort of a click one after the other. It's a very soft click, but it's one after the other, after the other, after the other. You see the movement there. It's a very soft click, but it's still a click. So when you move it, you feel sort of like, I don't know how to explain it, but except using that sound. Um, the buttons feel great. They're a bit wobbly. That's to be expected. Of course they are, because otherwise they'll get stuck. The whole thing comes apart, so if you want to do maintenance on it, you can take off the top panel here, and you can replace your own graphic on the back. And there's some way, I haven't figured out how, but you can put stuff inside the buttons even, so you can have like a custom graphic inside the buttons. And the light will still shine through, of course. The USB has actually two USBs on the cable down here, and it is one that controls lights and the one that controls input. I don't know if it's USB 2.0 or 3.0. I don't know which exact model it is, but it works pretty much anything you plug it into, unless you're plugging into like a PS2 port or something. So it's a very nice controller. Again, overall, I'd say I'm really happy with it. The SVRE9 I think would be much nicer looking, but as far as pure function goes, even though this is 100% stock, all of it, every single part of it is just the stock stuff with Honeywell switches and everything, it feels really nice. It's fun to play with. I really do enjoy it. I got it pretty recently. I'll show you guys the box it came in. It came in this box here, which is very nice. I like it a lot. It's just good, nice, safe packaging. It has this sort of cavity inside of it where the controller was, and it was super wrapped up. So if yours comes beat up, I'd be really impressed because they pack these things in tight. They are very well secured in here. I'm keeping this box in case I want to put anything in here because it's a very nice packaging that could be useful again in the future. Trying to think if I missed anything. I guess I can just show you a few more angles of it so you can see. The whole thing's glossy all around. There's a layer of plexiglass here of some sort. That keeps it separate from the actual graphic that the buttons go into. The whole thing is connected using these, I don't know what they're called. this exact port. You can't really see it, but it's a hexagonal. I don't know how to say that shape. Or is it octagon? No, octagon's 8, so that's hexagonal. That holds it together on all the sides. I'm guessing there's like a sort of a pillar going to the top here, and these go into that. I haven't opened it up yet because I haven't had the need to, luckily. But I think that's all specific to the controller. I hope that this is useful to anyone who's looking to buy one, because there was nothing for me to really go off of when I bought mine, except for one video of a few videos of some people like tapping the controller. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. I don't know. But yeah, it's a great controller. I can definitely recommend it. And it's, again, 160 on the Gammo 2 online store from the US Storehouse. And I guess now we'll switch to gameplay. Now, one thing I did forget to mention earlier, the keys in the middle are actually extremely loud, which is something you'll probably notice. It's probably the first thing you notice with the controller. So a big issue is actually if you live in like a small apartment or something, they might hear this. It's very loud. You'll see in a moment. It's extremely loud. I know I forgot, so there's something else I wanted to say, but we'll get there. I'm also not amazing at this game. I'm still learning, so please don't judge. So you hold this and you can... Okay, I should probably set a video on how to bind the controller later, because it is a bit annoying if you don't know how. And there you go, some gameplay. Figured people would ask for it if I didn't provide it. And I beat it! That's actually my first time beating that song. So pretty good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If there's any other questions you have, please ask them in the comments. I'll answer them as soon as possible. And if there's anything I forgot to cover that would require like a separate video, like possibly, for instance, how to bind the controller once you get it, and how to set it up, then I'll be happy to. And one more detail, I forgot to tell you. These emulate keyboard buttons. This emulates a keyboard and mouse. It sees these as X on a mouse, Y on a mouse, and these are just random keyboard buttons, and this is one. And that's how it binds. That's how it works with this. So you have to bind it through there. You have to do some other stuff. But yeah, so that's how it works. That's it. It's very nice. It's a good controller. I highly recommend it. Have a nice day, everyone.